sure they
the
can hear.
sound? I'm gonna have to test the sound.
Yeah, make sure they can hear us before we go say too much. Okay, we're live. Hi guys. This is Jimmy and the Matterator, and it's Jimmy Gymmie. Thank you for that, Pudge. The first three letters are literally like a gym you go to work out in, which I am currently a member of one, but I'm only till the end of this month, but I can always rejoin. If everybody can hear, I want to start with a preface. I was going to go live before the Matterator called me, and I was going to go live on a different subject. And here, I want to start with a.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, and I want to start with a subject, just a quick thing that I want to go over before we do anything musical or even that relates to the Matterator. I just had something on my brain I want to talk about, and then we'll go into the regular thing with me and the Matterator. So how you guys doing? I want to talk about, of all things, I want to talk about 666 in the Bible and what it might represent. If the Bible's even true, but that's another story, and I've already talked about that as well. First of all, I studied with Seventh-day Adventists for a while, and they believe that because the Pope, the king of the Catholic Church, has a mitre, a crown that says Vicarius Filii Dei, which means the vicar of the Son of God, and vicar is like a substitute. Like I vicariously do it through someone else. He's a substitute of Jesus Christ. And if you take all the Roman numerals of the letters that are in Vicarius Filii Dei, did you go out, Matt? I don't see you, Matt. Anyway, if you take all the letters of Vicarius Filii Dei and add them up, you get 666. And
sorry, I had a phone call come in. Sorry.
Oh, that's why you're not there?
Am I here still or no?
I don't see you. Okay, come back when you can. Okay, and then that also works in that also works in two other languages. It works in Greek. There's a word Latinos or Latin man, which adds to 666 in Greek letters, and then there's a Hebrew word Roman man that adds up to 666. And then I studied with Jehovah's Witnesses for a while, and they believe that 666 is one short of 7, and 7 is spiritual perfection. So 6 is spiritual imperfection, and because it's and because it's repeated 3 times, that means emphasis. So they say 666 as emphasized spiritual imperfection, because 6 is 1 less than 7, and so 6 is spiritual imperfection, and blah blah blah. So there's that, and that's two ways of looking at it, and third way, when they had us in COVID time, they all had us stand 6 feet apart, and they because that's the to be in somebody's energy field, you have to be within a 6-foot radius of them. At least that sounds right to me. And if you take a triangle of 3 people standing in a field and you make a triangle out of it, and they're all 6 feet apart, it says 666, and that there's might be something to that. Why'd they have us be 6 feet apart? And if you take 3 equal out of triangle, you get 666. But the reason I started this is I had my own thought about it today. I have a book called Evil Archaeology or something like that, demons, and I don't know. I collect books on New Age stuff and mystical things and energy and chakras and all that. And I just noticed the word evil on the book. And if you take evil is live backwards, but that's not the point right now. If you take the word evil, the middle 2 letters are V and I, and the Roman numeral for V is 5, and the Roman numeral for I is 1, so that could be 6. And evil could be repeated 3 times for emphasis, and the middle 2 letters, VI, is 666. And my birthday is 12/6/66, so God knows if I'm as likely of a candidate for Antichrist as anybody. Just want to throw that out to you guys, and have a great rest of your day. Okay, hi, Matterator, how you doing? I'm live with the Matterator. I just had to put that out there because I get stuff on my brain, and I'm just transparent. I don't know. I just say what I feel. So the Matterator and I, in 2 days, we're going to premiere our new song, "Kissing Death." I've seen this short. The minute that's on, he put it on TikTok. My TikTok is Jimmy Rex Wiseman, but not spelled with a G. And I've seen it on, and they put it on my YouTube channel, Shirtless Guy. And I like it. And it kind of it's got a starkness and a dramaticness and an uneasiness about it to me that I think is actually enticing. I want to watch it again and again, but I don't so much because it's not the full version. I want to see the whole thing because there's parts when I'm running down the road, and then we had to do take 2 and 3 because the first take the drone wasn't catching anything, any of the footage, it was off. So after the first try, I was like, oh, got to do it again, and I wanted to make it 3 just for the heck of it. So I went up like a few blocks or so, and then back, and then did that 3 times. It actually kind of, I think it got my legs in better condition somehow.
Yeah, we're going to be better versed in that now that we know
How to do
how to
the drone.
control the thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
well, a
that'll
lot of
be
it.
good.
Yeah, a lot of it. The Matterator is a genius at what he does, and it took him a minute to get to figure out how to do the drone. So there's stand around time that we might have to do next time. It might be just let's go with the drone, and we won't always be next to a trash heap. That was only for kissing death, not necessarily all the time. We might have. I could see us up and down Matterator Hot Springs Road with the drone and me running down the
And
road.
we have the drone like follow you
You can have the
to
drone follow me as
the
I go up and down
champion
Mark
or the
Road.
cove.
Yeah, the
So you have to
cove.
walk the
Yeah,
cove.
this time it won't be the
The drone
Matterator in
like
tow. It'll
follows
be
you.
Matterator and drone in tow. I'm gonna drone them suckers, man. People drone. You never know what's on a drone. Don't take that too much for granted.
We can catch the fisticuffs going on outside
Yeah,
of the
yeah, yeah,
cove.
yeah.
Get going down.
As I'm duking it out with the security dude, with the policeman screaming on the way, and then Matterator standing there controlling the drone to get the whole thing on video for a lot. No, but we might have me going down. What do you guys think my favorite road to walk on in all of Meridia Temecula is? Well, I'll just tell you, Winchester. I love Winchester Road. It's W. That's my first name is Wiseman, and W is Winchester is literally W-I, like Wiseman. I just like Winchester Road, and I could see the Matterator just filming me walking around Winchester Road as I go up and down, and people give me the sign and stuff. I think that would be cool footage for anything, not just kissing death, but any video we do from now on. In fact, why learn to do the drone just for one video? Why not learn it for to use it? You know,
We get some good shots of guys trying to run you over at
yeah.
stoplights and stuff.
Okay, you brought that up. I wasn't gonna. Should I bring that up, man? Should I bring that if I keep it cool?
Oh yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
You brought it up, not me. Okay, note that. I duked it out with a car yesterday. I almost got hit by a car. But let me explain. And I wasn't going to say anything. The Matterator brought it up. He's the dude. I was walking on. It was. Let me think what road. It was Winchester. Wait, no. Let me think. What road was I on, dude? I was on that side of town. So I was on Merida Hot Springs Road. It wasn't Winchester. Okay, I got that straight. I was on Merida Hot Springs Road, walking west toward my house, and I was going just across the freeway, one of the freeways, and just as I was, I was around the freeway area. Okay, and this white car. It's all I know. It's a white sports car. I don't know who was driving. Didn't get the license plate. Swerves around the car in front of him. He's speeding. He's doing 70, 80 miles an hour, perhaps. And he starts, and then as I'm walking, he doesn't slow down. He doesn't stop. So I just stand in front of him a little bit and just go, you want to hit me? Go ahead. And he swerves back and forth a little bit like he's making up his mind whether he wants to hit me or not. I mean, I just stand there going, fuck you. Excuse my language on YouTube, but that's what I literally said. Not that he could hear me. And then we duked it out a little bit. He's swerving in and out as he's back and forth coming at me. And I'm very quick. And at the last second or two, I got out of the way a little bit, and he just swerved a little and either missed me or even more likely than that, decided not to hit me. But one of the two. And he went by me and missed me by about a foot or so. It might have been less, it might have been more, but about a foot he went by me. And I was just yelling F you, not F you, but you know what that means. And I didn't even break stride. I just went on walking, and a few seconds later, I grabbed my coffee and my bag and drank some. I buy coffee at the store. It's not always just at Starbucks. It's cheaper if you just buy it at the store. You can get Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks or any of the other, or whatever. And I'm drinking my coffee, and I didn't even call the Matterator for a few minutes. I wanted the situation to have already happened before I call him. I don't have an emergency contact relationship with Matterator. I handle shit on my own, unless I really do need it, and I didn't. So I waited a few minutes, called them, and told them about it. Went by Powerhouse Gym is the gym I go to, and I talked to Olga, who is so I really love her. You know, she's great, and told her the whole story. And a guy named Andrew was standing there, just knows me from as Shirtless guy around walking around town. He heard the story too, just wanted to hear it, and I told him the story about how I almost got hit. And you know, and I feel like I took one for the team. I took one for the people that love peace, love, and rock and roll. I literally put my body out on the line for that. I'm like, I'm not going to bow to some hater in a car. Okay, he might have hit me, but he didn't, and I'm good. Maybe next time I might be a little more careful, and but then again, I'm more experienced, and I've already done this once, and I'm pretty good at it. I'm pretty good on my feet. You want to hit me? Well, and I tell people about this. You know, I tell my friends about cars playing chicken with me. And the thing is, I'm not. I've already. I had a 650 Navy SEAL dad. He's my adopted dad, but you guys get that. And I've been pushed to the limit where if I'm ready, I think in myself in my head, I'm ready to die. Or you ready to commit manslaughter? You're the one living that's going to have to face what you did. If I'm gone, then well, okay, that's cool. But then again, I don't have a death wish. But I try not to do fear. That's one thing my dad didn't tell me to do, but his example, how he treated me, taught me that to survive my dad, I could not do fear. Even though he was 6'3" and I was 5'4", and that's not an exaggeration. He was literally almost a foot taller than me until I left. I was 5'4" when I left at 17 for college. I didn't grow up to 5'9.5" until college. And in fact, at the end of the college, I was, oh my gosh, I'm 5 inches taller, but I didn't have that when I started. And I couldn't do fear because then he had me up.
So, yeah,
Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
what do we think about this weekend? Plans for this weekend?
Yeah, we're gonna go
We're gonna
live.
get in this we're gonna get in this spaceship.
We're gonna
I
get in the
was
space.
thinking like
Yeah,
I was thinking that we do some like EDM chill type music so
yeah, yeah. Let's,
people
in
could get
fact, let's,
stoned and just kind of like chill out
yeah, yeah.
to
Let's,
drift in to different drifting like
yeah.
harmonic landscapes, so to speak.
Let me talk a little bit about that too. And I forget, you know, I have a lot on my mind. I almost was in an EDM band. If anybody doesn't know that, like EDM is electronic dance music. This guy named Quan offered me a ride on Jackson, and then he was a fan of me. That was like 3 years ago, a long time ago, four maybe even 4 years ago. And but they love my music on YouTube. I was a star. I didn't even have the current channel I have now, if you can believe that. I had a channel called Jimmy Rex Wiseman, which doesn't exist anymore. Um, but they were fans, and he picked me up, and he was an EDM. He was a musical prodigy. The guy was like 26 or something, and he was like really good at music. We had our own theories and stuff. And I almost was going to be in the band. We were going to make an EDM band. I was going to be guitar, and then maybe I was going to also be like the DJ, or at least co-DJ, and we were going to do raves and stuff. But um, um, rhetorical question: how do you think the band broke up? How do you think I didn't have get to stay? How come it didn't work out? Anybody? No, you don't tell me. You're not you, man. I've already told you. He was gay, and he couldn't keep his mind off me. It wasn't just his hands. I wouldn't have let that happen anyway. But he couldn't focus on music around me because he was gay and he liked me. So every time we'd get together, he'd be more interested in me than he would in the music. And the music went off the left field, and I had to stop it. I just didn't. I couldn't continue. But I learned about EDM. It's got three stages, and it's verse, chorus, drop. I don't really remember the details of all that. It was like 4 years ago or something. But I know that you have like a part that's just you dance to, and then you have a part that you accelerate the dancing, and then you have a part where it just drops out and there's nothing, there's silence, and then it's like, oh my god, it's like a big letdown. But then you had a big climb. It's like a roller coaster kind of thing, and I liked that. I guess rhetorical question. Guess who my favorite EDM artist was? I'll tell you. It was Code Pandorum. They had a song called Blasphemy, which I love, but they altered the version. It was too sexual and it was too taboo-ish. So they made it. They took the version I like off and made it more. They made it politically correct, or at least more politically correct. And now I don't like the version. I won't listen to it. But the old version of Blasphemy by Code Pandorum, I just love that song. I mean, it's not even rock and roll. There's not a guitar in sight, and I love that song. So yeah, let's do some of that. And then as far as the jam out, let's do some keyboard cut stuff. That's just how people can.
Well, I was thinking what we can do too is we can do recording. We should try and lay down some tracks to the future coming songs. So you pick one.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's talk about that.
So then, because I already have, don't we already have? I have the other recording too, right? The
Crash and Burn.
Kissing Death, Crash and Burn. We did Crash and Burn already, right?
Yeah. I'm just not sure if we did the lead, but we have a tight rhythmically rhythm guitar part to Crash and Burn. I just had to do the vocals. So why don't I do this? Why don't I have the words to all my, can I tell this story? I have the words to all my songs in a waterproof bag that they carry money into the bank if you're an armored car dude, and it's a waterproof money bag. And the bank gave me one. It must be $100 bag, and I put all my words in there. So I'll get the words out to Crash and Burn. I'll study them and practice them. I'll go back and hear my version of Crash and Burn that I've recorded without the Matterator, so it's not official. And I'll make sure I'm boned up on it. That means I've studied it and get the words in my head, and we'll do the vocals for Crash and Burn. I'm just not sure if I have all the solos, but I think I do. But if not, I can add the solos. But I think I have everything on the guitar for Crash and Burn. I just have to do the vocals. But I'm just not sure. I'm happy with how I played lead back then. It was 2 months ago. I'm not sure I'm happy with how I might have to do the whole thing over again, even the rhythm, because I'm a different lead player now, and I might say, oh, I cringe at that lead. I'm more, since the sexual breakthrough of the Matterator telling me likening playing guitar to a sexual metaphor, that I realized I don't always want constant, frenzy all the time, and it hit me. I understood it, and it's like sometimes you just want to hear the note and just feel it, and just have something that's melodic. You can't just be all blah, blah, blah all the time. And people have been trying to tell me that for 15 years, and it didn't sink in until Matterator gave me that metaphor. And now, and I'm not saying I don't shred, because I'm going to shred, but put it in the context where people can enjoy it and feel it too, and not just shred for shred's sake, because that just becomes shred. So,
well, yeah, I mean the last one has kind of definitely a punk rock feel to it,
Yeah.
And it's funny, we have these gatekeepers on the chat line right now that are saying, you got to play guitar a certain way. You must bow to the guitar gods and play your instrument a certain way. What's great about what I'm saying is what's great about, like, I play guitar, but it's not like a big ego cockfest for me. You know what I mean? So the problem is there's a lot of ego cockfest people that go on your channel, and then they get pissed off because you play the guitar a certain way, and they forget, the guitar is not a classical instrument. It's a gypsy instrument. It got real popular in Spain because they literally had fret buzz, and they're doing zap-a-dap-dap right on the guitar, and it was a bunch of gypsies, and it was always frowned upon. But somehow guitar now has become this godlike device that everyone has to use, and their cocks are tied to it. The length of their cocks are tied to their guitar. And it's like, with me, it's like guitar is just another instrument anyways. And I know it's like your focus, Jimmy, and that's great. But I see nothing wrong with it. You play your own style. It's very unique. They may not like it. If you look at the early punk rock stuff, I mean, they played trashy punk rock. I mean, I remember seeing G.G. Allen and the Murder Junkies live. Do you think there's some sort of guitar aficionado that was sitting there at G.G. Allen Murder Junkies and going, oh, they didn't play the guitar right there? No, it's all attitude, 100% attitude. So, yeah, you get gatekeeping idiots online, and I love it. To me, it's delicious, because the more you can play and insult them and make them uncomfortable, the happier I become. Yeah.
Well, you can't beat. I did that wrong. Sorry. I didn't tune yet. Wait. I got it now. It's I'm a axe grinder, pile driver. Mama says that I never mind her. No brains, you're insane. Teacher says that I'm one big pain. I got the boys to make the noise. Hope it upsets you. Don't wait, no, wait. I got the boys to make the noise. I don't know it by heart. I got the boys to make the noise. Oh yeah, got it. I got the boys to make the noise. We'll never let up. Hope it annoys you. Feel the crack. Wait, okay, sorry. Got the boys to make the noise. Hope it. Oh, sorry. Got the boys to make the noise. We'll never let up. Hope it annoys you. Join the pack. Feel the crack. Now you're here. There's no way back. Now, I did that because that lyric won't ever let up. Hope it annoys you. Metal Health. Kevin DeBrow and Carlos Cavazo. First of all, they dedicated that first Metal Health Quiet Riot debut album to Randy Rhoads, and it went #1 in 1983. A debut #1 album that is hard to do. And that lyric won't ever let up. Hope it annoys you. You think they were worried about gatekeepers in their day? The gatekeepers were my dang mom and dad. And I didn't care what they thought. Neither did Kevin DeBrow and Carlos Cavazo. And neither do I today. I'm not a gatekeeper. I won't ever let up. Hope it annoys you. That's Shirtless guy. Sorry. And I didn't play along with that so you could hear the words. And because I'm out of tune because I'm thing. So I didn't play along with that, but that would have been cool. But then you would have missed the words. And I wanted you to hear the words that I wanted to say to mental health. So that I got the attitude when I was a kid, not the instructions on how to do it right or wrong. I didn't get that. I got the attitude of it. I got Kevin DeBrow up there saying, so you say I got a funny face. I got no worries. You know, so you say my singing's out of time. It makes me money. I got that like in my heart, in my brain. Well, his attitude it was an attitude thing for me. It wasn't just I got to play guitar like this, like Carlos Cavazo and sing like Kevin DeBrow. It was I want to get out of this shit role they have me in society in high school. I mean, doesn't every normal kid think in high school, I got to get out of here. I wish I didn't have to do this every day. And if you don't think you think it, and you just don't admit it. But if you know yourself and you're transparent, you know you do think it. Kids that want to get out of high school, they don't want to be going to high school every day. I got straight A's because I was smart, but that doesn't mean I wanted to do it. Doesn't mean I wanted to be there. I wanted to be on stage playing guitar like Kevin DeBrow and Carlos Cavazo. But not to play just like them. I wanted to do what they're doing, which is screw society, screw the establishment. Let's how rock and roll have peace and love. Because the government and society isn't peace and love. They don't even care about us as individuals. They care about us as a group because they want to do this and that to control us, but they're not into our best interest. If you want that, you have to find real friends and find yourself. Then you can have your own,
Well, what I like,
I'm on my soapbox right
hey,
now.
real quick, what I like about what people don't understand, what I like about working with you is you bring ideas to the table. Now, some of the ideas may not be someone else's taste, but what I like is you bring ideas. You bring lyrics, you bring a basic chord structure, right? You bring ideas, and then you give me the freedom to throw
Yeah,
beats on it, to put the layer the keyboard parts, right? And that's where we work together.
yeah,
But I know working with other people, you know, they accuse you of being like narcissists. Let me tell you, you're a lot easier to get along with than quote some of the other people that I've worked with. Why? Because just like they're correcting you on the chat line right now, they literally would be doing the same thing with me or any other band member. And that's why, people aren't putting out music because they literally can't get along or agree with each other or be able to. So, like I was telling people on the chat, like, we're going to keep putting songs out, like dropping big sweaty balls on their forehead, whether whether they like it or not.
Yeah,
If it bothers them, great. If they're bored, don't go to it. But the bottom line is we're going to put stuff out.
yeah.
You know.
Well, the thing is,
We're gonna put stuff out, and if if it's not your taste, it's not their taste, that's fine. But you know what? Look at the current song that we're putting out, right?
the
Like,
thing,
the current song we're putting out, I think is pretty cool,
I
and
think
we
it's cool
learn.
too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
and I want to tap the horn of the next song too. If something tells me to, it's "Crash and Burn." The song is going to come after "Kissing Death." I've written it. I've got the words. I just got to revisit it. But guess what? Crash and Burn features is the first song originally written by Prophets of Tomorrow that uses the Wiseman chord. I only discovered the Wiseman chord after I wrote Kissing Death and recorded it, or at least wrote it. I didn't record it, but I wrote Kissing Death before I learned the Wiseman chord. And then I got the Wiseman chord. And then the next song, Crash and Burn, is almost exclusively the Wiseman chord, which makes it its own flavor, which I think is special. And I'm looking forward to it. And Crash and Burn has cool lyrics. I actually thought higher of Crash and Burn than I did Kissing Death while we were doing the recordings. But now I like Kissing Death a lot more than I thought I did because Matterator turned it into something really cool. It is a cool song, but a lot of that's due to Matterator's treatment of it, the way he puts the synthesizer in, the drum beats. No bass this time, but so what? Did the Doors didn't have a bass player. Raymond Zurich did the keyboard and the bass on one key on his instrument. He had on his right hand he had a little small keyboard that was actually the bass for the band, and on his left hand he played the keyboard part. What a genius that guy was. R.I.P. I met the guy. I didn't. He didn't
no,
talk to me.
one of the things I like is where I was reading. I was, what is it? Jimi Hendrix. So
Yeah,
I was researching that, and no one wanted to play with the dude for like longest. No one wanted to produce him. The Rolling Stones producer just looked at him and said, "This guy's trash. All he wants to do is shred." And people don't realize that people just they look in hindsight, in retrospect, they look back in history, and that somehow they think something was clean. You know, when you
yeah,
really look at it, there was a lot of people that didn't like the way that he played. And he only did it for 3 years, right?
yeah,
But
yeah,
somehow that's like glorified in this lens.
yeah.
And the other thing too is the myth that bands somehow went into a garage and they made it all happen themselves. The fact is, it always took a group of people beyond the band. We're talking producers, all sorts of things to make it happen. And I was reading also about production in the 70s. A lot of the music in the 70s is flat because multi-track recording was introduced, and the producers did not know how to produce multi-track. See, prior to the 70s, it was single or stereo, and you had natural reverb in a room because they would record it live, right? So you had natural reverb. When they introduced multi-track, it ended up being very flat, and it took them a while to figure out that type of recording. But you have a lot of ID10T people that just listen to their rock, and they're very shallow. They don't have a concept of what it actually took to produce some music. Even I was reading about what was that, Def Leppard? What was that one song we were talking about?
Rock of Ages.
Yeah, so
Rock
Rock
of
of
Ages.
Ages, very interesting. So they came out with the music that the guitar lick to Rock of Ages. They had no lyrics to it at all. The producer had to sit back and give them a timing signal to uh,
No,
to
when to play
play
because
the
there was
music.
no vocals.
He eventually heard some sort of
Yeah, but
church lyric.
Joe Elliott,
Yeah.
yeah, heard it.
Yeah, he and they ended up cobbling it together, but it's not like there's this myth like the dudes were sitting together in a garage together and somehow this shit magically happened. Like it didn't, man. It was all produced, a lot of music. It starts with a kernel and it gets produced, and I think it's really holding a lot of people back, right?
Well, I have an anecdote for what the Matterator is saying. It might be interesting. I believe, first of all, I think, in my opinion, it's a close call, but I think the best album ever recorded, but in rock, is Our Experience by the Jimi Hendrix Experience. And I also have another slight opinion that I think that the 1967 American landing at the Monterey Pop Festival in 1967, I think it was somehow, I forget the exact day of it. I think it was the best rock performance of all time. It was when he burned his guitar, and I've seen it over and over again. In fact, that's exactly what Eric Clapton said. He said, "I've seen it over and over again. I've seen it so many times on film. I wish I could have been there." And everybody says everybody's on Osley. Osley acid, and he says, "Great." Eric Clapton said that in the documentary of Jimi Hendrix in an interview. But anyway, that's not the point. I watched it lots of times, and I liken. I try to use my mind's eye to imagine me doing what Jimmy was doing. But anyway, at the end of it, when he burns his guitar, he literally just burns his guitar on stage, and then he picks it up while it's burning and smashes it and throws it into the audience piece by piece. I mean that you can't beat that, and that's a one-off thing in history. You're never going to do that again, and it didn't happen before. But then the telling thing is, look at the audience reaction after that. Look at the couple girls they show in the film footage. It's on Monterey Pop Festival live DVD. They're like this, and one person's like this. They're like scared out of their brain. And you think that at that point they were instant fans of Jimi Hendrix? They probably were afraid of Jimi Hendrix. It's hard to be afraid of a fan. It's hard to be a fan of someone you're afraid of. It was terrifying. Dave Mason said people were running up and down the hallway screaming, aisleways screaming, and it was like pandemonium. Someone said, but he became Jimi Hendrix. Now it's all fossilized in cosmetic of history, and oh, wasn't that perfect and great? But at the time, he was a shit kicker. He was making waves and taking names or not taking names, whichever way it's supposed to sound. He didn't care. He was doing him, and devil may care. And but he became Jimmy. He was Jimi Hendrix. I got the spirit of that. I get the spirit of that when I watch that DVD. I don't get, well, let me burn my guitar just like he did. I think I want to be like that dude. That's what I think.
Yeah, I
That's
was
anyway. Go
what
ahead.
I
Go ahead.
like the pure id, the pure id of rock and roll. You know what the id is, right?
Id, ego, superego, the three divisions of the mind
Yeah.
that
So
defined by
they said the
Let
id the id
yeah.
of rock and roll, the ultimate id of rock and roll
The
was
Beatles.
G.G. Allen and the Murder Junkies,
Okay.
right? I
Yeah.
saw them live in '93,
Uh,
and we went to um, the Spirit Club, right? The 93, 92, 93,
Spirit
somewhere in
Club
there.
or Spirit Club or Spirit
Is
Club?
down in San Diego, but below USD was
Uh-huh.
the Spirit Club.
Oh, Spirit
Okay,
Club. Spirit. I
yeah,
don't know. Okay, whatever.
Spirit Club, and
Oh, Spirit Club.
he opened up. He came out with just a microphone, cowboy boots, and a leather padlock on his neck, bunch of scabs on his forehead, right?
Yeah.
And
Wow.
yeah, he was here. Just a second, we gotta pause this here. He had to. Anyways, he came out, and the drummer. I think that the band was basically made up of people from Dinosaur Jr. at the time. Bottom line is, he destroyed the place. By the time it was done, water lines are broken in the ceiling. Shit and piss was everywhere. My buddy got hit in the back of the head with a bottle, cut his neck. Bottles are flying back. The whole bar was trashed. It was insane, right? He had a motorcycle running out back. He was totally high on PCP. It was so when people talk about, oh, this thrash metal band was pretty badass. I said, dude, you
And
have
then
no idea.
that was an understatement of the decade to say that.
There was no worse. In fact, the damage was so complete. So many lawsuits were filed that that place actually went bankrupt, and they've closed the doors, and it
Yeah.
reopened as the Brick by Brick.
And now,
To this day, it's there. It's called the Brick by Brick.
and now, flash forward, 31 years, if my math is correct. I just got kicked out of the Champion because the owner's wife literally digs me, and in fact, I think we actually wanted to just whatever, but the husband's right there, and he's the owner of the dang place that we're in. So I get banned in a heartbeat. Oh, not in a heart, but I get banned there speedily. And then he calls his friend, Dan Johns at the Cove, and has asked him to ban me from his place. And then I go to the Shamrock, and I'm banned before I even am allowed to walk in the place. I'm already banned. I was told to leave before I even stepped in the place. So 3 places: Shamrock, Cove, Champion. I'm barred. But I'm Shirtless Guy. I do me. So what? I can't karaoke. I'm not going to go. My life is over because I can't go karaoke and give those places more business, bring people in and advertise as I walk on my walks and on my channel. Business is booming now. LOL. Right? I'm not there to help. I'm not there to advertise, and I'm not there to bring anybody that's my fans into the place. So wish you well. LOL. That's a rhyme. I'm not even sure. For all I know, karaoke might not even be happening in some of those places, if not all of them, because I was a catalyst to get people excited about it, I think. And I didn't pull punches with my song choices. I did Another Brick in the Wall Part 2 by Pink Floyd.
We'll go live tomorrow and see
Yeah,
if your neighbor can kick us out.
yeah, my neighbor is almost threatening me almost on a legal level, my neighbor, because of noise. Come on. I mean, what? She wants a quiet place to die, and I'm disturbing that. So I'm the bad guy. LOL. Well, anyway, like I was saying, I did Another Brick and Wall Part 2 by Pink Floyd. I did Wild Side by Motley Crue, and I would do Back in Black by AC/DC. I would do Sweet Emotion by Aerosmith. I did some rock and crap. I did Sweet Leaf by Black Sabbath. I did Manic Depression by Jimi Hendrix. I did some cool Queen stuff. I did Save Me by Queen, which is about the most heartfelt cry for help in rock history. And I would just go up there and sing my butt off and give it my heart. But because of the way I dress, or because I talk to the girls, or because I'm risque in my presentation or my song choice, I did The Way You Make Me Feel by Michael Jackson. I didn't just limit to rock and roll. I learned the moonwalk for that. I did the moonwalk at karaoke. Try that. How many people around have done that? I'm not saying there are none, but just tell me how many. I also did Want to Be Starting Something by Michael Jackson. I did the moonwalk in that too. I did the moonwalk. I'm spinning around. I can spin around like him because I walk. I'm physically fit. I can spin around all day. I could spin around if that was all I had to do. And I would spin around, and I'll do the rhythmic shake, the rhythmic snap with my fifth, and the moon and the moonwalk, the whole deal. You guys want to see it now? I kind of don't. You guys want to see me do the moonwalk? I don't know. Whatever. I'm not mad at you guys.
Save your energy for Saturday.
Yeah, really.
So let's plan out Saturday.
Yeah, let's do some space stuff that's very ethereal and very keyboard and EDM-ish, and so I don't wear myself out on guitar. Then let's do whatever footage we need to record for the video of Kissing Death that we need to still do, and let's record.
We got to think of ideas for
the video.
For the video, I do like the drone. Getting more drone shots. You just can't have
let me think of that for a
solid
second.
drone, but.
Yeah, let me think of that in a second, because let me just finish my process. And I want to do some recording for Crash and Burn, the 6th song. Now, having said that,
You
Do
know
you
what
think
we could do is more close-ups with makeup and stuff, and like,
yeah, I got makeup. I got, and we still, you still have that makeup I gave you, right?
yeah.
Or
What
do
I'd
you
like
have,
to do is through the video, just have you slowly have it get darker and darker because not to play the spoiler, but the
yeah,
vocals I introduced in that song have an envelope, and as the song progresses, the vocals get more distorted. You know,
uh,
so eventually, towards the end of the song, your vocals are just totally different. So they start out real normal, and they
yeah,
end up becoming very distorted and corrupt.
yeah.
So I'm figuring, along with the theme, it's already pretty dark, black and white, but how do we make it even darker? You know.
Um,
We could do some more close-ups too, of the guitar and the fingering, on
I
the
don't, I
guitar,
don't, I
you
don't
know?
know how to, I don't know how to exactly answer your question, but I know what place I'd like to go to film. I like to go to Old Town Front Street. I got good friends that work at the little convenience store at
Well,
the
I'd like
corner.
to do a chase scene where you're like crashing through bushes and you're like falling on the ground, you're having to get back up again and you're like
Yeah,
scraping away and like dust is going everywhere.
I have to wear long pants to do that literally because I don't want to scrape my legs up.
Yeah.
And I don't really like getting, I don't really like, and I only have, if I can go through bushes, I just don't want to get cut by any
Hey
thorns.
man, you're the one that picked out the theme of the song. We got to
I know.
stick with it here, buddy.
I didn't say I wouldn't do it. In fact, look, you want to see this? I just literally, this is my middle finger, but I'm not giving anybody the
Yeah.
fingers. I'm holding them all up. While we're recording this, I literally had what do you, I don't know what they're called, but you get that little skin up on top of your
Yeah, well,
finger.
we can include that on the
And I
video.
literally
That
just
that would be
pulled it
impressive.
off, and it's this close to bleeding everywhere. And I didn't even mention it, so I'm not the total wimp. I just don't like the
Yeah, you
mark.
know what I have? So I have some fake blood too. I can get
Yeah,
that. We
that
just
might
like
work. Give
we
me some
just
fake
like
blood.
dump it over you,
That way, I don't have to
with the
have the.
makeup. Yeah.
I'm very. There's a spiritual. To me, there's a spiritual element to the physical body and looks of this physical body, and I'm just very protective of it. But having said that, I literally almost got hit by a car yesterday, and that was
Yeah.
over honor. That was an
Yeah.
honor thing. That was like, you're
Yeah.
not going to get my mind, dude. You're not going to get my
Yeah.
fear. If you want
So
that, go to
let's
hell
move.
and hit me
Yeah,
or not. Okay.
let's move past that because we've already gone over that.
Oh, sorry, Matt. Sorry, Matt.
Well,
Matt,
no, it's just yeah.
I'm sorry.
The
I
other
was
thing
defending myself
was
against women
the
charges.
other thing was in the video I have a bunch of pudges I put in.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna have a contest. Whoever can identify how many times Pudge appears in the video will get one of my shirts. I've all but promised that. And I love my shirts. I hate to part with any of them, but it's first one-off time thing. My first gift or prize for a fan, I will give a shirt of mine. Not this one. I love this shirt, but then again, I love them all. It's going to be hard to part with one. But anybody that guesses it right and falls through and wins the contest, I'll try to donate a shirt. Okay, I'm a shirtless guy, but yet how come I love my shirts so much if I'm
Yeah,
shirtless?
we should have Biz send us a few photos that we can
Load of him.
load to him, man. That'd be
That we
good.
can
He could be an honorary member of the band. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, someone actually said, Biz actually said, I've got a good memory. I can read a comment and I'll remember it like a year later. But I remember one Biz said something like, "You should get Pudge to be your drummer, Jimmy." And I liked that comment, but I didn't love it and didn't comment on that. But then Pudge commented back, "Yeah, I'll be perfect for them because I have no sense of rhythm. It'll go perfect with Jimmy's guitar and voice." And I texted back a smiley, laughy guy, like, haha, that's so funny. And someone liked that remark too. Someone liked my laughy guy emoji remark. So Pudge is basically sarcastically saying he'll do it, but then saying out of the corner of his mouth, but I'll be perfect because they can't keep time and neither can I. Well, whatever. Prove we can't keep time. And for that matter, I doubt if you can't keep time, Pudge. I think you just said that to make a good joke and think you're funny. Whatever. If you couldn't keep time, or if you can't keep time, you have no business. But hating me then, because at least I'm not worse than you. And if you can't keep time, then you said that just to make a joke of yourself, and you're just trying to be funny, and you're not even being straight with your with you, you're not even speaking truth. You're just saying whatever it takes to be funny. Well, I don't do that. I mean what I say, and I do me. So anyway, enough of that. I love this middle finger thing, though. I literally just pulled the skin off my finger, and if it were any worse, I'd need a Band-Aid or blah. But it's not bleeding; it just is red. Well, okay. Anyway,
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is, like I said, well, I'm gonna hide as many pudges as I can, and trust me, it's gonna be difficult with all the graffiti in the
yeah,
video.
yeah. In fact,
It's hard. It's gonna be hard to guess how many pudges are in there.
I'll tell you a small, a minor, minute trade secret is I don't even know how many pudges he's going to put in there. He's not telling me, and I don't want him to because I'm such a blabbermouth. I'm going to tell somebody. So don't even tell me he hasn't. I don't even know how many he's got. I suggested a few numbers to him, but he didn't do that. He may not even do that. So it's a mystery to me too. So I thank you guys for watching. You know what, Matterator and fans, and I don't read the comments because I'm too reactive. I'm going to read something and blah, go off. I don't want to go off on. I don't want to go down any rabbit holes on that kind of stuff. But I enjoyed this live for some reason. I think we got a lot of. I think we covered a lot of ground without me even playing Blackie. I didn't even play today. I haven't even tuned up. It sounds awful. But anyway, you ready to go, Matterator?
Yeah, we're gonna head
Okay.
off.
Love you guys.
All
Peace,
right.
rock. Looking forward to Saturday, Matterator. Looking forward to Saturday, everybody. Love you guys. Peace, rock and roll.